How do you look at President Trump's threat to levy major tariffs on India? He described India as one of the biggest abusers of tariff regime.
Well, he said we're a tariff king. It feels good to be a tariff king, though I can see the implicit threat in what he's saying. No, look, frankly, I think I don't know enough about US politics, so I don't want to complicate life for those of our government that have to deal with the US. But I think it's early days of the Trump administration. And I frequently hear American commentators saying that President Trump likes kind of making very bold and extreme statements, and maybe it's part of a strategy of making you feel a little nervous because God knows what he's going to do, etc., etc. That's fine. I think we just have to wait and see what he actually does.
Okay.
Clearly, if he imposes tariffs on India, it'll be bad. Whether we can negotiate, discuss with him, persuade him that is not called for, etc., that only our negotiators can tell. I hope he doesn't. It's not just us. I mean, I think uh, the decision to impose the assertion that you're going to have tariffs from February 1 on Mexico and Canada, that's also a bit of a disruption. Because, after all, the United States has entered into sort of formal treaty agreements with these countries. So what you're doing is you're unilaterally changing them with no obvious reason why you should.
Right.
I can see that the United States has a problem with China. But the earlier view expressed by Jake Sullivan was that, look, we have a security concern. So in certain small areas, it won't be free trade. But what he had said was a small yard with a high fence. But that yard seems to be becoming bigger and bigger. And it's not easy to determine what the yard will be. I mean, after all, you can say, I'm not going to import X and Y from China. But what are you going to do about importing the same thing from ASEAN if most of that stuff is coming from China? So are you going to impose tariffs on ASEAN because they have some Chinese components? It'll become very difficult to manage this. So we need to see in practical terms what are the Americans going to do. And I just hope that over time some of this will settle down.